One of the things that a lot of rotary trumpets have, and indeed this one obviously has, is some extra keys. By construction, these are just effectively additional water keys with extra long levers on them, and these are called Vienna keys, or Vienna Klappen. Forgive the pronunciation of that. But these keys are designed to be at specific points to increase the slotting and the player's security in achieving certain notes. So this one here, which is just a water key, this one helps with notes in the B flat chord. So you've got F on the top of the stave, B flat above that, D, and then F right up high. This next one is the A key, and this one affects your fourth space E, and then A above the stave, C sharp and E, and then your top one affects top A flat, C, E flat, and presumably A flat way higher than I can play. And what they effectively do from a player is it makes those notes a little bit more forgiving to play. If you think you're trying for instance, a top F, your accuracy normally, let's say, has to be this much. If you hit above that point, you're going to hit the next note, the next partial above it. If you hit below that point, you're going to hit a different note. Your accuracy has to be in that ballpark if you're going to want to hit an F. By pressing these keys, what it effectively does is means your target zone for that note is increased. You can now be a little bit less precise, a little bit less accurate, and you're going to get the note that you're aiming for. It's a useful sort of insurance policy if you're playing some parts that are particularly exposed. Now, because this is something that the player experiences as opposed to something that you can hear, it's a little bit difficult to demonstrate. But what I'll try and do is play an F, and hopefully I'll be able to play an F, and I will sort of slide up to the note above it and below to the note down it. First time I'll try it without the key, the key pressed, and hopefully you'll be able to hear how I can normally slide between notes. And then I'll try the same exercise with the Vienna key depressed, and we'll hopefully be able to tell some sort of difference. It'll certainly feel very different for me as the player. Hopefully some of that difference will translate in through the video. Firstly, without the key. And then with the key. Hopefully you can tell that when I use that key, the instrument suddenly really wants to stay in that note that I'm aiming for instead of sliding to different partials. Some people could argue, like I believe Hans Gansch, or one of the incredible Gansch players, trumpet players, said that they're a substitute for practice, or something along those lines, where if you're decent enough, if you're practiced enough, then you don't need them. And I can see where that's true. But I could also know that as a player, if I'm coming up to a very high, very exposed bit, and I have something that makes those notes easier to play, I'm absolutely going to use that feature.